This is a professional KitchenAid machine that's not working. You turn on, there's nothing there. So I'll be taking off the back screw and seeing what's the issue with this machine. So there's also 4 screws around on each side. So take off the 2 screws and then flip it around and take off the rear 2 screws so that we can access the electronics. Taking off the top, we can have a look, and you can actually see that these new machines do have some electronics. They have a microchip in there and other electronics, so we'll be having a look. What you want to do is remove this screw here, and then on the other side there are 2 screws that you want to remove so that we can get at the electronics. When that's done, you want to remove the top motor. There are 2 screws on either side here, and it uses a torque screw, which is a T15. So we want to remove these 2 screws that are holding down the motor, and then when we remove them, we will be able to access all the electronics. So I have 1 screw off, and then I'll just be doing the other side, which I already have done, and then it's free to remove all the motor and the electronics. So here's what the electronic board looks like. The first thing that I tested was the relay switch here that's 12 volts, and there's a flywheel diode right here, and what you want to do is put the plus and minus of that diode, and then you'll hear a clicking sound, and if you hear the clicking sound, that probably means the relay is okay. Examining the board, I found that there was a short on this diode, but then I lifted it up and found that that diode was okay. And the issue was there's a capacitor here that was shorting, and it was shorting out that diode. And here's the capacitor. So I found that this was the issue, is it was a broken capacitor, and there was also the flywheel diode on the relay was broken. So here I am, I'm removing the broken capacitor, just heating it up with the soldering iron, pulling it out. And then using my multimeter, I put the multimeter in continuity mode. You can hear the beep, and we'll test if there's a short. Capacitors should not have a short on DC current, and you can hear the beep there.
That's a bad capacitor for sure.
This was our issue. Again, it's a 200 microfarad with 35 volts. So if replacing it with this same type of capacitor, here's my replacement. You can see that there's the black side is negative, so there's a polarity to capacitors. You have to put it in the correct way for it to work. So here I am putting in the new replacement capacitor, just putting it through, and then using the soldering iron to heat up the contact so that there's a contact there. And then after you get that in, what you want to do is just verify that there is no short, that was indeed the problem. And I did that, and it worked. And here we go. You can see that the machine is spinning. So again, there was a bad capacitor and a flywheel diode. Please like the channel and subscribe.